Hello, I'm Angela Payne, your instructor for Intro to Accounting 1. In this chapter, which is Chapter 3, we will discuss when to debit and credit an account. It's very important to understand debits and credits as they are used in every aspect of accounting and will be the foundation for all remaining chapters. Recall from Chapter 2, our basic accounting equation is assets equals liabilities plus owner's equity. Basically, everything a company owns or assets was acquired through liabilities such as accounts payable or notes payable plus owner's equity or the owner's investments in the company, such as cash or other assets. The accounting equation can be rewritten as we have at the bottom of this slide, the accounting equation that's in blue. Assets plus withdrawals plus expenses equals liabilities plus capital plus revenue. And the acronym that you will want to use to remember this is AWE equals LCR. We will use this equation that's in blue throughout the rest of the semester. And I'd like to thank Professor Cynthia Elliott, CPA, for sharing this accounting equation with me to help explain debits and credits. Now let's look at an example on the next slide. In accounting, the word debit simply means left, and the word credit simply means right. You'll notice the example number 1, Jane Doe invests $10,000 in her business. Cash increased by $10,000. Cash is an asset. A company owns it and it has value. Notice in the accounting equation at the top of the slide that assets are on the left side of the accounting equation. Therefore, we would debit or enter the amount on the left side of the T account as shown at the top as an example. So anytime an asset, withdrawal, or expense increases, because they are on the left side or debit side of the accounting equation, you would debit them in a T account or an accounting journal, which we'll talk about in Chapter 4. In this example, cash increased, but also the owner's capital increased by $10,000. Notice in the accounting equation at the top of this slide, capital is on which side of the accounting equation? Hopefully you notice that it is on the right side of the accounting equation. And of course, the word credit means right or entering an amount on the right side of a T account or accounting journal. Anytime a liability, capital, or revenue increases because they are on the right side of the accounting equation, you would credit that amount or enter it on the right side in a T account or an accounting journal. Now let's look at another example on the next slide. In this example, example number 2, assume that John Doe purchased equipment on credit for $1,500. Equipment increased because now the company has more equipment. However, the company bought this on credit, therefore the owner has more debt or is liable to its creditors, and this is called an accounts payable because this debt will be paid later. Equipment is an asset, and if you'll notice in the equation at the top of this slide, assets are on the left side of the accounting equation. Therefore, since debit means left, you would debit or put it on the left side of the T account that's shown at the top as an example. Now, accounts payable is a liability. Which side are liabilities, capital, and revenue on in the accounting equation? Hopefully, you said or stated that they are on the right side of the accounting equation. Well, remember in accounting, the right side is called the credit side. So, because liabilities is on the right side of the accounting equation, anytime a liability increases, you would put the amount on the right side or credit side of a T account as we have above, and in a later chapter we will be using journals. Now let's look at another example on the next slide. In example number 3, let's assume Jack Frost purchased a car for his business with $5,000 cash. Car is an asset. The company owns it and it has value. Assets are on which side of the accounting equation? On the left side of the equation. Therefore, we would record the amount on the left because the car increased the company's asset. Assets are on the left. Anytime an asset, withdrawal, or expense increases, because they are on the left side of the accounting equation, you would debit or put them on the left side of the T account or accounting journal. Now notice in this case, this is a little different in that the cash actually decreased or was reduced by $5,000 because the business paid out cash for the car. Now cash, if you'll recall, is an asset. If cash, notice here assets are on the left. When they increase, when an asset increases, you would debit it. However, in this case, the cash was reduced because the company had to pay the cash out. So instead of debiting it, we would do the opposite because the cash went down. We would credit that particular account. So you'll notice in the example above, in the T account, cash has been credited for $5,000 because the cash did not increase, but it was reduced because the company paid out cash. Now let's look at our final slide. In summary, please keep in mind that the word debit means left and credit simply means right in accounting. Again, let me caution you, do not think of debit and credit in terms of how they're used in the banking industry. The terms are not the same as debit and credit cards. Whether to debit or credit an account depends on the account's location in the accounting equation. Again, think location, location, location. Debit simply means the left side of an accounting journal or a T account, for example. Credit means entering an amount on the right side of a T account or accounting journal. When assets, withdrawals, and expenses increase, since they are on the left side of the accounting equation, you would debit them. And you would do the opposite, credit, if they decrease. When liabilities, capital, and revenue increase because they're on the right side of the accounting equation, you would credit them or put them on the right side of a T account or accounting journal. Also, oftentimes you may see the word debit abbreviated DR and the word credit abbreviated CR in some accounting books. Of course, you can watch this video again as needed throughout the semester to refresh your memory because we will be working with debits and credits throughout the whole semester. I wish you the best, and remember, debit simply means left and credit simply means right in accounting. Have a great day.